Hello there, I'm Christine and welcome to my channel where I'm going to do tarot energies and planetary aspects for today, the 27th of August 2022. If you happen to see this video up the track and you find that it resonates with you, well then there's the message here that you are meant to see, because it's all just energy at the end of the day. Sometimes people ask me, how do we know about the new moon? What's all that you're talking about? Well, the new moon happens when the moon and the earth and the sun are all in line. The moon is positioned between the sun and the earth, and the sun illuminates the dark side of the moon, which I'm going to use this picture here to talk about, and the side facing the dark side of the moon, which is the side facing away from the earth. We cannot barely see the moon in the moon phase, and it's marked on all your most of your calendars. Well, here in Australia, like even if you buy like an easy to see calendar, it will be a coloured in spot to signify a new moon, just in a general meat and potatoes calendar, if you like. Although the moon is dark, the new moon marks a time in a phase, and we know that this disc here that you sort of see that little rim around is going to grow and expand. It does, even though it's sort of blacked out, and sometimes you can see it depending how where you are with the new moon and what day it's on, like how many hours it's been, because it might have been fallen in the day, and here when it comes up in Australia it's at a different degree, but it will always look like this. And as it gives that wonderful sense, this disc of new beginnings, fresh starts, a growing sense of optimism, and that sense of wanting to take the initiative to do something. And this time can still be an inward time of focus and soul connection, but we can also, if we tune in and relax to the energy of the moon, we can experience downloads from the universe that are deeply intuitive during this time. The full moon and the sun are squaring Mars. So the full moon and the sun are both in Virgo at 4 degrees, and they are squaring Mars in the air sign of Gemini, which can bring an energy of tension. Of Mars is that determination, and Gemini is that enhanced thinking. So, and combine that with the new moon optimism and wanting to do something, you can just sort of get that really sense of wanting to get out there and just get on with it. However, it's not the right time, and that's where there's this sort of, can be this sort of slight inattention that many may or may not notice. But the best way, if you are experiencing these energies, is to just ground yourself using the breath, because Gemini is an air sign, and make the most of the sun being in an earth sign and the moon being an earth sign. So we have this wonderful earth energy that's going to give us a sense of groundedness and preparedness and stability to be able to just slow things down, so that we can do it with a sense of love and routine as how we are going to set our intentions with this new moon. So it's it's a good time to just remember the breath during this time as you access the need. And also during this, always be aware, even though you're setting intentions, that over the course of time you are able to shift gears and make adjustments and tweak things. There's plenty of opportunity to that with other moon phases, so that we can get what it is that we're wanting to achieve. And even what we think we want when we set an intention can change. Nothing is set in stone. So when the moon is in Virgo, we often want to reflect on our purpose and our need to organise and we can look at the tarot for guidance. But this card here, I'll just talk about it because I'm going to change cameras in a minute. This is the new moon in Virgo card from Yasmin Boland's Moon Manifesting deck. I hope I've got that right. And it says trust that all is well. And I just sort of really resonated with this card because I love the green of the earth and the planet and the mental downloads, because Mercury rules Virgo alongside a Gemini. And I just sort of got this sort of sense of, if we just sort of do take time to breathe, that we will get some intuitive downloads that can just help guide us to what we're wanting and what we're wanting to achieve. So I'm just going to change cameras for a minute. I hope I get the right one. Yay! Put that there. It's a lovely card. And if we look to the tarot for guidance, we can ask, how can this current moon phase help us? What will give us a sense of sort of satisfaction? You know, that sense, it's not an ego sense, it's just a sense of, oh gee, I did that well. I'm glad I've done that and I've done it well. My grandson had been off sick with COVID and he'd gotten a little bit behind in school, and naturally we're also, I know he's a bit behind and all this stuff, and he's in his first year of high school, and he's a Sagittarius but he's got a Virgo stellium, and he said to me, Grandma, he said, I'm all caught up. I've got all my subjects caught up and I can't believe I did it in such a short time. Because I said, how did you do it? And he said, well, the teacher just handed out the revision sheets and I just put my head down and did it, which is very Virgo-ish. And so that's that sense, and he had that sense of satisfaction and that he was pleased about, that he'd achieved a small thing. And that's a nice feeling. So what gives us that sense of purpose, or sense of satisfaction, or that feeling of that job is done and you've done that job well, or what they say is a job well done. And also, how can we get in the flow of this Virgo moon phase, this new moon in Virgo, trusting that all will be well? How can we get in the flow of that? So that's what we're going to be asking our cards today. And I've moved that unsightly lighter away. Sorry about that. And as we shuffle the cards, maybe I'll make that bigger. That's better. Sorry, bad hair day. Don't even conversations with moon and haircuts. If you cut your hair at the new moon, it will grow back quicker. You don't have to worry, you know. There's lots of good things you can use moon energy for to get them working in our favour. That one's dropped on the floor, but it hasn't turned up, so I'm just going to pop it in there and give it all another little bit of a go. And just sort of see what we have. Oh, that's not straight. Just taking them from the top. Oh, that's that moon card. There's that Mars in Gemini. And keep going. So what will give us a sense of flow looking at this? This new moon will help us to decide how, if we can come out and follow the middle path, we will get to where we want to go. And we don't have to sort of have that being pulled in two directions, because the moon and the sun energies are working together to help us, and trust that everything that's deep down, because in the beginning of a new moon phase, it is a seed planting phase. It is dark. Think of a little seed in the dark earth, and there it is. And trusting that all is well, is knowing that it's going to come out and go in the direction that it wants to go. So there's need to just sort of calm any anxieties or sense of uncertainty around what you may be feeling of something that you're wanting to change, wanting to have happen, or an intention that you set, something that you're wanting to achieve. And that's where this phase will help us work with this. And if you're finding that you are sort of struggling a little bit with the moon energy, well, then do something that paint, journal can be a good thing, particularly if you've got that Virgo energy or mutable sign energy, communicative, and trust that all will be well, as the card says. You may find that you get a sense of purpose and satisfaction of being able to take charge of what needs to be done, and mainly to take charge of your thinking, because Virgo is ruled by Mercury and Mars in Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so there can be some sort of thinking that needs to be sort of taken hold of, to be in charge, to be able to make the most of your energies and not get distracted, and be centered and being in charge of your thoughts without being distracted with that. And then to get in the flow of the moon in Virgo, these energies, the tarot just suggests with the 10 of Wands, just get and do it. One thing at a time. 10, working towards your vision. Now, you may sense with the wand energy that this man is pushing forward, but that can be a thing of keep your eyes on the prize and get it done, because he is walking and not running, and he will get to where he wants to go. And we may think, oh, those sticks are heavy, but maybe they're bamboo, or maybe he can just keep his eyes where he wants to go and keep that sense of direction. I'm going to have a look what was on the bottom of the deck, and we have the 3 of coins, which are earth sign. From memory it's Mars in Capricorn, but don't quote me on that card. But trust that by doing things through, you're going to get things done, you're going to get recognition, and you're going to be ahead of your game, because you're going to be able to do things in 3 increments, as well as trusting in the power of 3, the energy of 3, and that is the way it works. But that is a sense of achievement and recognition, and then others are going to say, how did you do it? And know to get in the flow of the moon energies that you have achieved many things before. Or you can say, what did so and X did? Someone that you have seen achieve, or maybe it's your favorite Marvel character. I don't know. What would they do? How did they achieve things? And use that to draw on that positive energy, to be in the flow, and trust that you're going to do it, and you're going to get a job well done, and get that sense of satisfaction. So, yeah, you can see that all right. I just wanted to check, line them up. Thank you for watching. Happy new moon energies to you, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.